Ever feel like you're always kind of on display? Like you got to present this perfect version of yourself all the
Yeah.
time.
Oh, yeah, totally. That pressure to kind of polish everything up, like you're always auditioning for something.
Exactly. So today we're diving into this idea, this concept that really pushes back against all that.
Radical authenticity.
That's the one.
Yeah.
And we've got this really thought-provoking piece of writing that dives deep into what it actually means to be, well, truly authentic, like down to your core real.
Where we're going to unpack all that, like
Yeah.
what it means, why it feels so important right now, and what it looks like when you actually try to live it out.
And what's so cool about this piece is that it's not just some detached analysis.
It is not.
It's like the author is laying bare their own experience with trying to be real in a world that often rewards, well, the opposite.
The fake, the curated, the perfect.
Exactly. And it's packed with these sharp observations and a really unique perspective.
For sure. And for everyone listening, our hope is that this deep dive will spark some new insights for you.
Yeah, maybe it'll give you a fresh take on those pressures we all feel to be something we're not.
And hey, maybe even inspire you to just kind of let go a little and embrace the more, raw, unfiltered version of yourself.
Awesome. So let's jump right in. What exactly is radical authenticity, according to this piece?
Well, they define it as essentially living as your complete, unfiltered self.
Okay, so not hiding those parts of yourself that maybe don't fit the mold.
Exactly. It's about resisting that urge, that almost automatic thing we do to kind of like shrink ourselves down.
Right, to fit into these neat little boxes that society kind of hands us.
Totally. And to sanitize our thoughts and feelings, like we're always supposed to have it all together.
So it's not just this passive state of, this is me, take it or leave it.
No, it's way more active than that. It's a choice. You're consciously choosing to be yourself, even when it's awkward, messy, or even a little risky.
Because you might get misunderstood.
Oh, for sure. But the core of it is that you're choosing self-expression over trying to win approval by being this, like, perfect, idealized version of yourself.
You know, that really hits home, especially when you think about how much of our lives happen online now.
Yeah.
Why do you think this whole idea of radical authenticity is resonating so much with people right now?
It's interesting, right? This piece links it to how everything feels so transactional these days.
Transactional.
Yeah, like our time, our attention, even our interactions, it's all become this kind of currency.
Interesting.
And we're under this pressure to build a personal brand, to project this image. It's almost exhausting.
It is. Like everyone's their own publicist, constantly highlighting the good stuff and hiding the rest.
Right. And amidst all that realness, genuine authenticity, it becomes this rare thing. And because of that, it's super valuable.
It's almost like a rebellion against all that pressure to be perfect.
Exactly. And, the source also lays out these really concise principles of radical authenticity, almost like little mantras.
Oh yeah, like that one. I don't need to buy joy. I can live it. That one really stuck with me.
Right. It's so powerful. And there's the one about embracing the blurred life, which is all about being your whole self, even if it seems contradictory or doesn't fit neatly into a box.
Like you can be a nerd and love hip hop. You can be introverted and a great public speaker. You don't have to choose.
Exactly. It's about acknowledging and celebrating all those dimensions of who you are. So, so important.
So if we're trying to actually live this out, to embody radical authenticity, what does that feel like day to day?
Well, the piece uses this really interesting analogy. They say it's like wearing rollerblades in a world of escalators.
Okay, I like that. I can already picture it.
Right. It's like everyone else is smoothly gliding upwards on these escalators, and you're there, like on rollerblades.
You're still moving, but in a different way.
Yeah, and it takes more effort, and you definitely stand out more.
Do you think that's what it feels like to be radically authentic? Like not quite fitting in, but kind of on purpose?
I think so, yeah. It's about choosing your own path, even if it looks different from everyone else's.
So it's about prioritizing genuine connection over chasing likes and validation online.
Absolutely. And being present in the moment instead of worrying about crafting this perfect image for the future.
And embracing your quirks, the stuff that makes you unique, instead of trying to hide it.
All of that, yeah. The source even talks about like laughing really hard, crying when you feel like it, just letting those genuine emotions out.
It's being human, right?
Right. And it's about embracing those gray areas, not trying to force everything into these black and white categories.
Now, I know the source also breaks down these specific themes, these kind of core elements of what they call Mac style radical authenticity.
They do.
And I really want to dig into those, like humor as truth-telling, That one really grabbed my attention.
It's so interesting, right? Like, humor can be so much more than just entertainment.
Yeah, like a way to deflect or avoid things.
Exactly. It can be this really powerful way to convey truth, and in a way that bypasses people's defenses sometimes.
It's almost disarming, isn't it?
Totally. And, a well-placed joke can sometimes cut through all the BS and reveal something really profound.
Have you ever noticed that? Like sometimes a joke can say what a serious statement just can't.
Oh, absolutely. It's like saying the quiet part out loud, but in a way that people can actually hear.
And then there's duality of identity. This one feels really relevant to anyone who's ever felt like they're straddling different worlds.
Yeah, or like they're being pulled in different directions by different expectations.
Exactly. And radical authenticity says it's okay to embrace all of that.
Totally. You don't have to choose one side or the other. You can be both and all the messy, beautiful in-between stuff too.
And resilience. But the source adds this really important nuance. Bouncing back without pretending that the fall didn't hurt.
That's huge. It's acknowledging the real impact of pain and challenges.
And you don't have to pretend everything's okay all the time.
Nope. True resilience comes from acknowledging the struggle, learning from it, and then moving forward with all of that experience.
And then we have rejecting consumer norms. This definitely ties back to that whole don't buy joy, live it thing.
Absolutely. It's about questioning this idea that we need more stuff to be happy.
It's everywhere, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
That message that you need to buy this, get that to be fulfilled.
Look, it's relentless, but this theme is about pushing back against that. It's about finding richness in experiences, in connections, in simple things.
Like you don't have to be rich to live a rich life.
Exactly. And then there's legacy and gratitude. Recognizing those who came before us and shaped who we are.
Yeah, honoring our roots and expressing gratitude for the foundation that's been laid.
It adds this whole other dimension to our identity, this sense of connection and continuity.
And lastly, this really cool concept of mutual space. That authenticity isn't just a solo act, it's an invitation.
That's so key. It's not just about declaring who you are to the world. It's about creating an environment where others feel safe to be themselves too.
So it's not a performance, it's an offering.
Right, and it shifts the focus from self-declaration to creating a shared space of realness.
So instead of shouting, "This is me," it's more like whispering, "You can be you here too."
Exactly. And, the source really emphasizes that this is what builds connection. It's about being someone who laughs with people, not at them. Someone who values others for who they are, not what they achieve.
That's powerful. And it ties directly into this idea of an anti-highlight reel culture, doesn't it?
Absolutely. We live in this world where everyone's constantly presenting the highlight reel of their life online.
Right, it's all the wins, the glamorous moments, the perfect vacations.
And it creates this pressure to keep up, this feeling that you're always falling short.
Because you're only seeing the curated version of everyone else.
Exactly. But radical authenticity says, let's be real about the messy parts too. The source gives these great examples like stuttering, crying, eating cereal for dinner.
Just normal human stuff that we usually try to hide.
Right. But normalizing those things, it reminds us that we're all in this together. We're all perfectly imperfect.
And that it's okay to celebrate the ordinary moments alongside the big ones.
Absolutely. And that brings us to this idea of soft rebellion. It's about choosing realness over this manufactured perfection as a subtle but powerful form of protest.
I love that. Like, you don't have to stage a big dramatic protest. You can rebel in these small, everyday choices.
Totally. Like prioritizing rest over hustle culture, choosing clothes that feel good over what's trendy. It's all rebellion.
Or even just saying no to things you don't want to do, even when there's pressure to say yes.
Yes. And it's about that internal shift too. Not needing external validation to feel worthy.
Not needing that fancy job title or the perfect body.
You got it. It's about knowing your worth from the inside out. And it ties back to that frugal life anthem, finding abundance in what you already have, in who you already are.
It's about being weird, warm, and whole over sleek, cold, and broken.
Love that. And at the end of the day, it feels like radical authenticity is about choosing permission over perfection.
Permission to be ourselves,
Yeah.
flaws and all.
Yes. And by doing that, we give others permission to do the same. It's about connection through vulnerability.
So when we show up authentically, we create space for others to do the same.
Exactly. And it changes everything. It takes the pressure off trying to impress each other and allows us to just be.
And it's about recognizing the everyday sacred, finding joy in the small, often overlooked things.
This is where it gets really beautiful, I think. Like honoring those little things that bring you joy, even if they seem silly to others.
Whether it's a video game, a cartoon character, a Taco Bell date.
Whatever lights you up, and by embracing those things, you're giving others permission to do the same.
It's like you don't need a lot to feel rich. You just need to connect with what truly matters to you and share it with the world.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And it all comes back to this idea of radical authenticity being a two-way street.
It's not just about revealing your own truth. It's about creating space for others to do the same.
Exactly. It's about building communities based on realness, not performance. So be real, even when it's awkward, because that's where the real magic happens.
And the source ends with this amazing closing mantra. Be real, even when it's awkward. Laugh loud, cry messy, and make space for others to do the same. Your quirks are holy, your struggles valid, and your joy unapologetically yours.
So good, right? It just sums it all up.
Yeah, it does. So, to wrap up our deep dive, we've explored how radical authenticity is all about embracing your unfiltered self, prioritizing connection over performance, and creating space for everyone to be their true selves.
And for you listening, we encourage you to think about what resonates with you. Like, where do you feel pressure to be someone you're not?
And maybe choose one small way to be a little more real this week.
What could shift if you embraced one of your awkward truths?
And what truly lights you up, those little joys that make you, you.
Don't be afraid to share those with the world.
In a world that's so focused on image and perfection, the power of just being yourself, it's huge.
It really is, and it might just be the most revolutionary thing you can do.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
See you next time.